The Sports Scouting Report with Lee Brecheen. Brought to you by Madine's Collision Center in Baton Rouge. Take control, choose Madine's. Grosse Savant Lodge, south of Lake Charles, the true sportsman's paradise. Treads and Care Company in Central, the tires you need, the service you want. Harvey Auto in Shreveport, Bossier City, the name you have trusted for years. And Gage in Baton Rouge. Get better connected with Gage. Here's your host, Lee Brecheen.
Hi, I'm Lee Brecheen, the host of Sports Scouting Report. We've got a great show today. Our first guest will be Dylan Carpenter, a big-time defensive end outside linebacker. Yes, outside linebacker too. He's 6'4", 250, plays for Santa Maria Gators in Baton Rouge. We also have St. Louis High School and their head football coach, Brock Matherne, and a sleeper receiver by the name of Grant Evans, who's 6'3", 190, and can run 4.5 all day long. And actually, Dylan, who's a defensive end outside linebacker, can run under a 4.8 at 250. That's really running. You don't see that very often. We also are going to talk a little bit more. I might even throw out some high school playoffs for baseball, since we're talking about that as well during the show. But we're going to have a great show today. We'll be right back.
Listen, whatever you're driving right now, Tommy Harvey wants it. Bring it in to Harvey Subaru, Lexus of Shreveport, Bossier City, or John Harvey Toyota. They're paying big bucks for all trades right now. They'll cut you a check right there. Tell them Lee sent you. If you need a paint job or repairs to your vehicle, go see Madine's Collision Center located in Baton Rouge, Louisiana on Kincaid Avenue. The number to call is 357-7983. That's 357-7983. Your Baton Rouge Accident Advisors.
Welcome back. I'm Lee Brecheen, your host of Sports Scouting Report. Every week we try and bring on schools from all over Louisiana. This week we focus on Lake Charles, Louisiana, and Baton Rouge metro area, which is Santa Maria High School. And we've got St. Louis Catholic coming on later in the show with their head coach and one of their top recruits. But our first guest is from Santa Maria High School in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Actually, the Gonzales area, which you've got great football. You've got Dutchtown, you got Santa Maria, you got EA as they call it, the Spartans, East Ascension. A lot of talent in the Gonzales area. But I want to welcome to the show Dylan.
Yeah, thanks for having me. How you doing? Doing good. How was you?
You're going to be a senior this coming year at Santa Maria.
Yes, sir.
Tell everybody how many years you've been starting at Santa Maria.
3 years since sophomore year.
Which is not easy to do at Santa Maria.
Oh, it's not easy. Yeah.
You in a typical senior class, what, 30 kids maybe on the football team?
Yes, sir.
How do y'all do that? I mean, every year you've seen two of these classes graduate.
It's just a great atmosphere. Like everybody wants to be a part of it, you know. And if you don't want to be a part of it, I think you're crazy because it's just amazing over there. I love what Santa Maria's doing, and couldn't be at a better school than this.
Well, you're going to be their leader this year of the team,
Yes,
being a 3-year starter. You've been one of the top players on the team for 3 years.
Yeah, I had a lot of experience.
Yes, I know that you're going to have a new quarterback, a lot of new receivers.
Yeah, we're still trying to find that out right now. We're picking between like 3 people right now, like Colby Sheets, Chase Kelly, and Jacob Sagne. Yeah, they're just fighting for the starting position, and we're just going to see.
Speaking of Sheets, if you think of the word Sheets, Ben Sheets played at Santa Maria, was Olympic gold medalist. Andy Sheets played shortstop at LSU. Jason Williams was a shortstop at LSU.
Famous name around here.
A lot of baseball guys. You might be the name that changes the perception in college because you've got a chance, Dylan, I think, to be one day get a chance to be in an NFL team one day. I don't want to jump, but you've got the ability to be a special player in college.
Yeah. Thank you.
A lot of offers, 7 in all, you told me.
Yes, sir.
I know Tulane has offered Dylan. You talked about Utah State.
Yeah, Utah State, ULL, LA Tech, and Chattanooga. No, not Chattanooga. Charlotte. Yeah, that's all I can think of.
ULL?
ULL, yeah.
Who do you like so far?
I'll say my top 3 would be like LA Tech, Tulane, and ULL right now. But I haven't really thought about it too much.
Okay.
So I'm still trying to find
So have you taken visits to all the schools? Probably not Utah State.
Yeah.
You've been to Utah?
Not Utah State. So like the coach that offered me over there, he moved to Nevada, so I haven't really been in contact with them since that.
I'm sure you'll hear from Nevada now that he's there. But
Yeah, he'd text me every now and then.
Who was your childhood dream school growing up?
Oh, definitely LSU. I mean, it's like right there, and it would be a dream to go play over there.
Now, I didn't tell you this before the show, but you don't see a lot of guys like this, but do you know who Joey Bosa is?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I watch a lot of his highlights.
You have the Joe Bosa game to me.
Yeah.
For a high school guy. Yeah. 6'4", 250.
Right.
I know Joey became like 270 when he filled out.
Yeah.
And you can run. I mean, you run like a Mike linebacker.
Right.
So where do you get all this speed and ability?
I've been working on that since freshman year. Like, I've been going to training, and yeah, I've just been really working on it these past few years. And because I used to be slow, to be honest. Like 8th grade, I used to be slow. So I really want to get in like the 4.5, 4.6, just so I can up my game, you know.
Now, consistently tell everybody what you run. I mean, it's pretty impressive for a guy.
It's 4.7 right now.
And
like,
you're 250.
Last time I ran 4.7.
And in college, I know what they do with these buck linebackers. They want you about 255, so you're already there. Do you have a DN linebacker that you pattern your game after? I mentioned Joey
Definitely
Bosa.
Chase Young. Yeah, I've been watching Chase Young for a while, and I try to make my game more like his.
They're not the Redskins now. What are they now?
Washington Commanders.
Commanders, yeah, the Commanders.
I don't like the name. I think they should change it.
It's a little different. But what do you think of Chase when he was at Ohio State?
Oh, like, I love watching his game. He played like aggressive, and he was always active. He was very vocal and stuff. I just want to be play more like him. You know?
John Hot Rod Williams was a big-time basketball player out of Santa Maria back in the day, if you remember. He went to Tulane. He was the #1 recruit in the country. A lot of good football players come out of Santa Maria.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't have great size each year, but we got some dogs.
And I got to mention this: one of your football teammates that graduated is going to be probably a pro prospect one day, Lee Amadette.
Oh yeah.
He's going to ULL. Is he recruiting to ULL?
Yeah. I mean, coaches are great over there.
Now I know Lee's baseball, just so people know, but he played football for Santa Maria as well with Dylan. Dylan, talk about the draft. You told me you watched it.
Yeah.
I watched the draft every year. You liked it?
It was crazy, yeah. Like, top 5, they had 2 DNs go. I think that's crazy. Like, I don't think that ever happened before.
LSU had 10 players drafted.
Oh, yeah.
I think there were over 30 Louisiana natives drafted overall.
Oh, yeah.
Any particular part of the draft you enjoyed the most?
Not really. Just the first 5. I watched like the first round, and haven't really paid attention to it after that.
What do you have to work on your game? What do you think?
I think hands, because I rely a lot on power. So if I work on hands, I feel like that can really up my game for my senior year.
Dylan, talk about Santa Maria High School. What is it like playing at the pit? I mean,
it's a great atmosphere.
The cannon goes off. Yeah. It affects a lot of people there. You know?
Yeah, we have a great like student section. They have like everybody around this area. They love to come out to the games to support. And it's just a great atmosphere to be in.
The mascot's alligator.
Oh yeah.
You've seen alligators in your lifetime, probably? Is it pretty common to see any in the area? I mean,
it's Louisiana. You're in the swamp.
Can you play linebacker this year? Will they put you in any linebacker spots?
I mean, they said like sophomore year they might try me at like outside linebacker sometimes, but like they haven't really done that too much. They just kept me on the right side DN.
Now I gotta ask you this.
Sometimes I go out for like pass coverage and stuff, but that's only like some plays.
Before we finish, I gotta ask you this. You went up against Emery Jones last year.
Right.
What was that like? You signed with LSU.
That was tough. Like, I'll play all these games and like I'll be doing good, and then I went against Emery Jones, and I was like, it hit me, like reality hit me. Like, if I want to be the best, I gotta beat the best. And
what is it you think you had to do against someone like him to get around him?
I couldn't rely on power that much because he got power himself. So I had to focus on using hands that game to even get.
You got around him a few times?
Oh yeah, a few times.
So it was a win-win on both sides, probably.
Yeah, he probably got a little bit more than me, but you know.
I mean, he's 6'4", 330 with feet.
Oh yeah, he's quick. He's quick for being that big.
I watched the film. You got him a couple of times. I mean, what do you like most about football?
Oh, just the energy they have over there. And it's just fun, like playing with your best friends, just having fun on Friday. That's just, nothing's better than that.
All right, before we end the interview, talk about some of your defensive teammates coming back, guys that you throw out there that you want to mention.
We have a lot coming back that had like a lot of experience. So on the D-line, we have a solid D-line, I'm pretty sure. Like we have Tyrann Fountain. He's going to start as nose guard. They have Peyton Anderson. He's a big guy. Yeah, he definitely got way bigger this year. So, yeah, I think the D-line is going to be solid. We have a lot of news, like secondary. The offensive line is going to be solid. We're still trying to find out who's quarterback and wide receivers, but I feel like
running back coming back.
Oh yeah, Josh Maurice.
Maurice is a good big time player.
And Fred,
good receivers. Y'all still got some good receivers.
Yeah.
Anything you want to say to the people out there? Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I want to say thank you to my family for making me who I am today, and my success is because of y'all. And I want to say thank you to my coaches for developing my game this year, and thanks for my teammates for helping me have fun on Fridays.
And you did tell me that LSU, they do want you to come to their camp to do
Yes, sir.
a good look at again.
Oh, yeah.
And you've got a bunch of colleges that want you to play for them. I know Louisiana Tech really wants you bad. I know that's where Coach's son's going.
Oh, yeah.
Coach Oliver's son is a tight end, and he's 6'7", about 250. But you got a lot of great opportunities. I know you're going to do great.
Yeah, very blessed.
And one day we're going to hear Dylan's name, I believe, in NFL, not just college. I really do. I think you're going to be a great player. Appreciate you.
All right. Thank you for having me.
We'll be right back with much more. You're watching the Sports Scouting Report.
Be sure to take your car and truck for all your tire needs to Treads and Care Tire Company located in Central. The number to call is 331-8144. Family owned and operated since 1971. That's Treads and Care Tire Company. Gros Savon Lodge, the true sportsman's paradise. Gros Savon Lodge has fresh and saltwater fishing, alligator hunting, waterfowl hunting, and eco tours located south of Lake Charles, Louisiana. Give them a call at 337-598-2357. That number to call again is 337-598-2357, and have the time of your life.
Welcome back. I'm Lee Brecheen, your host of the Sports Scouting Report. I hope you enjoyed Dylan Carpenter's interview. I did Amant High School. The Gators are going to be really good this year. They've got a great coach in Coach David Oliver. Coach, I want to mention your name. You do a good job, the Colorado native. But look, this segment, we're going to have St. Louis High School, which is a Catholic school in Lake Charles. They do a great job in football. They got a great baseball program. And we're going to have their head coach join us, Brock Matherne, later in the show. But before Brock joins us, he brought his top receiver, one of his top receivers with us, who's a class of 223 senior coming up, Grant Evans. Grant, thanks for joining us.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you being on, man. I mean, you were telling me before we start football talk, you're on the baseball playoff team. Mm-hmm. You're pretty excited about that?
Yeah.
And you said y'all are going to be playing De La Salle
tomorrow, Thursday. Play them Thursday.
It's a best of three?
Best of three, yes, sir. So we should play on Friday.
Is it a home game?
Yes, sir. They're all home games because we're a higher seed. So.
You said you're pretty fast on the baseball field.
Yes, sir.
I know this guy's fast in football. I've seen him play. I know Dylan's fast too. I saw him play, who we had earlier from Soundamall. But 6'3", 190 pounds, receiver. You're going to look faster on the field than your hand time. 4.55 guy, but you look faster than that. But what is it about the speed, Grant, with you? I mean, you're 6'3", but you use your speed very well for a big guy.
Yes, sir.
What do you think of your game in football and how it translates to the game?
I just think, like, with my speed and all that, I just think it just helps us a lot in the team and stuff. And kind of like with our, I don't know necessarily like, just with the speed and stuff, it just helps a lot on the football team and with our team.
What about your hands and route running and all that? What do you think you need to work on as a receiver?
Just coming off the press, I think so. And maybe a little top end speed, try and get 40 down more and more.
You consider yourself a tough guy if it's man?
Yeah, I think so.
I've seen that on film, that you get out of man, you're pretty tough. You remind me of Bech, who's at LSU.
Yeah.
And Bech wasn't 215 in high school. He was about your size, 195, 190. But you're tough, man, and you can go. You've got that extra gear.
Yeah, yes, sir.
What is it when it's you and a couple of corners chasing you? I mean, what are you thinking?
Oh, I'm just thinking, like I'm just thinking, go, just go.
I got him.
Yeah, just keep going.
What are you thinking with someone like Dylan's coming after you to tackle you from Santa Monica, somebody like that?
Run, just run the other way. Just keep running.
Guy to tackle me,
yeah, I'm just keep running.
Do you see a lot of guys his size in your district at DN?
Yeah, sometimes I will. Sometimes there'll be, like, it's mainly like that nose guard. I don't see anybody that big at DN, though, usually.
Right.
But I'll see them at nose guard or something like that. But I'm on the other side, so they can't.
Right.
They're not catching me. I'm
Right.
running away.
When they say trips left or right, you know the nose guard's not going to follow you out there.
Nah.
Not so far. Now I did watch a game last year, and Coach will get a kick out of this. He's in the audience right now,
yeah.
but North Caddo had a guy line out as a receiver in Shreveport, 5'11", 245 guarding a receiver.
Oh.
And he actually went down the field with this receiver.
Did he get him?
He
Did they
guarded
throw
him.
the ball to him?
He was in man coverage, yeah.
Did
He
they
knocked the
complete
ball
pass?
down.
Oh,
yeah.
he did?
Isn't that crazy?
Damn.
Guy was 5'11", 245,
Yeah.
outside in trips, guarding a receiver.
Jeez.
He was a linebacker for him, 245.
Fast, quick.
Pretty fast, 4'7".
Jeez.
Yeah, you don't see that every day in
You
high
don't.
school football.
Not at all.
So are y'all going to win the state championship possibly in baseball? Y'all won it last
Oh
year.
yeah, we're gonna go back to back.
Talk about your pitchers before we get into football. But who are your stud pitchers on the baseball team?
Who were like names? Oh, we got Hank Milligan. He's a
Football
good
guy.
Football guys, yeah, good guy. Pitching. We got Luke Corville, Thomas Watson. We also have just Andrew Foreman.
Okay.
Got Blake Evans, James, all of them.
I got a ton of
we got
pitchers.
A ton of pitchers. All right. Yeah. Luke
So-
Corville's our guy though. Hank Milligan.
When you get on base, whether it's a walk or they hit you or whatever, you're just always trying to get on base. You're trying to steal bases.
Always trying.
Are
to
you
run.
pressuring the pitcher a lot? You taking that long lead?
I like to.
You mess
sir.
with them?
Mhm.
What,
Like
how
go
many
back
times have
and
they
stance.
thrown the ball and then it gets away from the first baseman? Does that happen a lot when you're on base?
Sometimes, it will. I mean, it really just matters if how well you can get in the way of the first baseman. If
Yeah.
they come, you can.
Have
kinda
you been
try.
caught much? I'm just making sure. We got to get that out there. So your stats are probably good on stealing bases. So and now as a receiver, what do you need to work on in football?
Just getting off that press.
Okay, just getting a little bigger, and you
Getting-
could weigh 200 easy.
Yeah, I'm
at
gonna
one
keep
point.
gaining more and more weight.
You're real lean for 190. You carry it good.
Yes, sir.
190.
Thank
Your football team. I know y'all got a good team. Y'all got Hank Milligan coming back, who missed last year. James Arena, your quarterback, is a good player.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all got a lot of guys playing linebacker and running back. Coach loves those physical guys. What do you think of the offense this year? How physical y'all could be in football?
Well, I think we're gonna be a lot of trouble. Like a lot of teams are gonna have a lot of problems. With a bunch of guys coming back. We started off like last year. We just had a bunch of young guys. They're starting to get older and older.
Okay.
So more experience, better.
What do you think of the new school coming around?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be nice.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a lot.
I asked Coach about that.
It's gonna be good.
But, defensively, y'all going to be pretty stout too. I hear at
Oh, yeah.
linebacker, y'all going
Yes,
to be
sir.
pretty good too.
Yeah, got some good linebackers.
And when I think of St. Louis, I think of kickers and punters. Y'all have always had an
Always.
all-district punter and kicker.
Yeah.
Y'all got a couple of new guys
Oh,
this
yeah,
year. I'll ask Coach. but-
We're gonna have a good kicker this year. We got two of them. We got Landon Dodgel and Zach Sugandi. They're probably gonna be fighting for a spot.
That's impressive that the receiver can answer that on punter and kickers. Not
yeah.
all guys on the team can do that.
Yeah.
What do you think about the district? We're going to ask Coach that, but who do you like to play in the district at St. Louis and Lake Charles?
Who do I like to play against?
Yeah.
I like to play against South Bow, and Jennings.
South Beauregard, if you're not from the area,
South Beauregard.
and Jennings.
Yeah, and Jennings. I like to play
What
Jennings.
What is it about those two schools?
I've never really liked South Beauregard. So.
You're just saying it competitively.
Yeah,
though,
competitively. Yeah. I meant that in like that type of way.
And people get confused. There's East Beauregard and there's South Beauregard.
I think there might be another one though. I think as well.
Well, I mean, you got Rose Pine not far away,
Yeah,
and,
yeah, you're
and,
probably
and
right.
Leedsville and all those. But what is it about Beauregard? I mean, they're pretty tough. They're a running, pounded team,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, I don't know. It's just South Beauregard. I've just never.
You know some of the guys.
Just I do, and I've just always been
Baseball too?
competitive with them. Yeah, we're always chirping.
Well, they're gonna love this show.
Yeah.
Coach is like. So, all right. So y'all probably gonna possibly win state in baseball.
Oh yeah.
Football, never been to a state championship game. Goal to get there?
Yes, sir.
Y'all going
Big
to
goal.
have a big meet before the season? Say we got to go. We
Yeah,
got to
we're
get
going.
Coach there.
Mm-hmm.
Belle Chasse went there when Coach played.
Mm-hmm.
Did he
Oh
ever
yeah,
tell you about that?
Yeah, Coach won.
Yeah. Did he ever tell you about the state championship win?
Yeah, I think so.
Belle Chasse High School.
Yeah, he's told me about it.
I mean, it's possible. They weren't even predicted to go. But look, I appreciate you coming on. Grant Evans, receiver. I know he can play some DB2 for the team when they need him. Can run 6'3", 190, 4.55 guy. Looks faster than that. That's Bech. You know, at LSU, he ran a 4.55, 4.6 at St. Thomas More in Lafayette. Anything that you want to say to the anybody you want to thank?
Oh, thank my mom for all she does for me. That's it.
What's your mom's name?
Tasha.
Tasha. All right, man. There you go.
All right.
What about your coaches?
Oh yeah, got to thank Coach Brock,
Your position receiver coach.
Coach Chaz.
Okay.
Yep.
Anybody
Yes, sir.
else? I'm just making sure I'm trying to get you. I got your back, man. Anybody
Shout
else?
out the whole team,
There you go.
everybody.
And the St. Louis team trying to win a baseball championship pretty
Yeah.
soon as well. Appreciate you,
So,
Grant.
Thank you.
Good
Thank
luck
for
to you,
having me.
man. We're going to be back. We're going to have his coach, Brock Matherne of St. Louis High School in Lake Charles, Louisiana. We'll be right back.
Gage has served Louisiana for over 40 years. Let Gage create a custom tailored solution for your business and become your partner in technology. Give them a call today at 225-753-4243 and help your business get better connected with Gage. Looking for a used car? Harvey Autos has 3 dealerships, which means 3 times the used vehicles. They've got everything from fuel-efficient compacts to luxury models, even hybrids, and certified pre-owned with a warranty. Check out John Harvey Toyota, Harvey Subaru, or Lexus of Shreveport, Bossier City.
Welcome back. I'm Lee Brecheen, your host of Sports Scouting Report. Before we go to Brock Matherne, the head football coach at St. Louis High School in Lake Charles, we're going to show some impressive windmill dunks by Dylan Carpenter at Santa Maria. I didn't know that. He told us when he came off the set that he can do windmill dunks at 6'4", 250.
That's impressive. That's impressive.
Coach,
How you doing,
appreciate
man?
you joining us, man.
Appreciate
Coming
you
all the way
having
from
us.
Lake Charles.
Oh, yes, sir. Take a little field trip from school.
You reminded me in 2000 and I think 14, we had Coach Becknell on our TV show.
Yes, sir.
And you called in out of the blue as a caller, and we're like, I know that guy. That's Brock Matherne, who played for Coach Becknell.
Yes, sir.
You won a state championship in 2008, and you told me Coach Becknell's still doing pretty good?
Oh, he's great. We try to talk often. We at least talk twice a month. He's a guy that I call for advice, especially as last year was my first time as a head coach, but I've always leaned on him, even when I was a defensive coordinator at Belle Chasse. He was the manager at the local YMCA. That was his retirement plan.
Okay.
He retired and went hang out at the Y, and I would go visit him every Tuesday and would break down my game plan.
That's good, man. That's good stuff.
Yes, sir.
You were on that state title team, you and your brother,
Yep.
at quarterback, linebacker.
Yeah.
Nobody predicted Belle Chasse to go to state championship. And I was telling your guy, Grant Evans, your receiver, that anything's possible.
Correct.
Even with Dylan coming on earlier. Santa Maria hasn't been in a state championship game. But if you put your mind to it, tell everybody what it was like that year at Belle Chasse when nobody thought that y'all would win the district even.
Well, I mean, I think with us, it was all just belief. I can remember from day one when we started our summer program, we all showed up, and we didn't strive to just beat somebody. We strived to beat everybody. Our goal was always to get to Bastrop. They was rolling at the time. They had
Ruben
Ruben Randall. Yes, sir.
D. Benton.
Yep. They had won 3 straight state championships and had beaten Shaw, and we had lost to Shaw every year. And as a matter of fact, Shaw was our only loss that year, 28-27, and then we got to meet back up with them in the state championship. But it's just belief. We believed in our coaches, we believed in each other, and we played for each other.
They had Randall Mackey,
Yes.
who's from South Plaquemine,
Port Sulphur.
not far from Belle
Yes, sir.
Chasse,
Yes, sir.
That was
Luckily,
a-
he graduated, and we didn't have to deal with him.
and went to Ole Miss.
Yep.
D.
I think
Benton went,
LSU could have got him.
D. Benton went to Auburn,
Yep.
and then Ruben went to LSU.
That's right.
Ruben played for the Giants for a little bit.
Yeah, Ruben, I believe, was the #1 ranked player in the nation
Isn't
when
that
his
crazy?
senior year. Yes, sir.
And you and your brother were
Yeah.
blue-collar, tough guys.
That's it. Work.
Worked hard.
Put in the work.
And Belle
That's it.
Chasse, the late Chris Henry, wasn't on that team, but
No, was on the 2001 team. Yeah.
wasn't known for having a lot of great players. I know James Wright came out of there.
Yes, sir.
Played at LSU.
I believe there's only 3 people who've made it to the NFL out of Belle Chasse: Chris Henry, James Wright, and Jeremy
Unovich, who was only 210 at 6'6".
Yes, blew up.
Blew up. Went to Louisiana College. Went to 310.
Yes, sir. He was
Played
about
for the
310,
Chiefs.
325. He played Chiefs, Cardinals, Packers, and Colts.
So if you're a
7-year
kid
career.
out there, or mom or dad, don't think that, hey, I'm not where I need to be as a senior. Go to a small school.
Let him develop you.
Develop it,
Yeah.
and then anything's possible, like Jeremy.
That's right.
He was soaking wet 210 offensive tackle.
He was actually a tight end, I believe, the year before. And we translated that offense to spread, and he moved to tackle, and the rest was history.
You know what's amazing, Brock, about Jeremy? He still ran a 5 flat, gaining all that weight.
Yeah, he is. I tell that to our basketball players, the bigger kids. It's like, because he was a basketball player, he could move well, and then he added the weight on correctly and was able to keep his mobility.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about St. Louis High School and his team, Brock Matherne's team. They got a really good team coming back in Lake Charles, Louisiana, St. Louis Catholic High School. We'll be right back.
If you need a paint job or repairs to your vehicle, you've got to go to Madine's Collision Center, located in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, on Kincaid Avenue. The number to call is 357-7983. That's 357-7983. Family owned since the 1960s. Be sure to take your car and truck for all your tire needs to Trez & Care Tire Company, located in Central. Call 331-8144. Family owned and operated. It's 1971. That's 331-8144.
Welcome back. I'm Lee Brecheen, your host. We've got Brock Matherne, the head football coach of St. Louis Catholic in Lake Charles. Before we get to Coach, I want to mention some notable alumni. I didn't mention 2 earlier for Santa Maria. Kim Baptiste, that played in the major leagues, was a great major league player. Reed Brignac was a great hitter in the major leagues, and also recently went pro. Didn't go to LSU, signed with LSU, but a guy by the name of Blaine Enlow was a pitcher throwing 95 miles an hour, Coach, coming out of high school.
I'll be in the box for that.
Did not go to LSU, went straight to the majors. And St. Louis notable alumni, I cheated, I went to Wikipedia, but the creator of True Detective from HBO's series, Nick Pizzolatto, was a graduate of St. Louis Catholic. Holly Griffin, class of 96, was a flight controller for NASA from Mission Control, recipient of the Mission Operations Director's Award. Joseph LaPeria was an international soccer player and the 2006 Hermann Trophy winner, the Heisman Trophy for soccer.
That's impressive. And we have a great soccer program up there, and none of those surprise me just because of the high academic type of school we are and the different things that our school offers to our student athletes.
So the school has a chance to win back-to-back baseball championships.
That's right.
And they're putting the heat on you now with football. Belle Chasse guy comes in last year, does real good, had to deal with COVID, had to deal with storms. Mm-hmm. And I want to mention that. I don't want to stay on it long, but prayers still to all the families and the whole state. I know Santa Maria was affected. I was personally affected. A lot of people, and where you're from, Belle Chasse and Lake Charles.
Correct.
With the hurricane last year.
Yeah, it was, when I got there, everything was, I remember driving up for my interview, just seeing everything destroyed and growing up in Boothville, Venice, and then moving to Belle Chasse. The first thing I remembered was Katrina, and I remember telling our principal and our head baseball coach, Coach Fontenot, I remember telling them, they asked what did I think of all the damage, and I just thought of home. Felt like home. I wanted to be a part of that rebuild. I told them, and I'm still working on that to this day, of trying to get into the community and help as much as we can, because I just remember, those Katrina days. And with Lake Charles is on its way back. It's doing good, and slowly but surely we're making our way back.
Tough people.
That's right. Hard-working people.
And look, great food. I want to throw out a restaurant. I'm a newbie to Lake Charles. I go a lot, but I know some restaurants. But the Seafood Palace.
Seafood Palace.
On Enterprise Boulevard.
That's right by our school, yep.
Incredible place.
Yes, sir. Daryl's Po' Boys.
Daryl's Po' Boys is great.
Yeah.
A lot of great food in Lake Charles.
It is. If I don't watch myself, I'll be on a diet soon.
You got a treadmill in the coach's office?
I don't need it the way I run around after them in practice. Right. I got a few more years of that.
Coach, last year's team, again, went through COVID and the hurricane, but y'all ended up doing really good. A lot of good seniors. Mm-hmm. You want to mention some of those guys that are moving on? They're actually graduating pretty soon.
Yes, their last day of school, I believe, is Wednesday. Man, it was just a great senior class. I remember a lot of older coaches and mentors, they'll tell you whenever you take a new job, they try to tell you that, that senior class already knows a way. Well, I think the opposite, because we have a saying at school called win today in our football program. I actually got that from Coach Becknell, the way he would preach it to us in high school. And our thing is just, we're not promised tomorrow, so I'm not going to focus on the future. I felt I owed it to that senior group that we needed to win now. And we walked in and the goal remains the goal. The goal is to win a state championship. That never changes. And we had amazing leadership from Marcus Duhan, all district, all state, all Southwest. He was our team lead, over
Tough
12.
Kid.
Yes, over 1,200 yards receiving, and that was his first year ever playing offense.
Not a big kid either.
No, he's about 5'7", 185. He's actually going to be going to McNeese's June 10th walk-on tryout.
Okay.
Him and another kid, James Phillips, who moved from the New Orleans area to Lake Charles, and he was ineligible for I think the first 5 games.
Okay.
And then once he was ruled eligible, I tell that story to everybody. Is I've been around been around coaching football for 10 years now. I've never seen a room light up than when we got to tell his teammates that he was eligible. I mean, it was hugs, tears, just excitement, and then his first touch was a 60-yard touchdown. Just a great kid, and both of those guys are going to try to walk on to McNeese.
I want to mention another great story that I know that your team had. You had a kicker because of the storm, went to St. Thomas More the year before.
Spencer Briley,
and he kicked in the state title game for them, won a championship, and came back.
Yes.
He left St. Thomas More. That's how much he loved the school.
Yes.
He left St. Thomas More, which is on top of the world, and goes back to St. Louis for his senior year this past year to kick.
Yeah, and it's just St. Louis is a special place. Our baseball coach told me, Coach Fontenot, and it describes it perfect. He came from Texas A&M. And he says, from the outside looking in, you wouldn't understand it. From the inside out, you can't explain it.
And you lost some guys from the hurricane that you didn't get back.
Actually, when I got there, it was that first year after that storm.
Yeah.
And we had lost some guys like, I know U-High has one of our –
Miller Leach.
Yes, Miller Leach.
6'2", 290.
Could have used him.
Yeah. Who's going to LSU.
Yes, big kid, but great family, man.
Great family, yeah.
He showed up for our scrimmage against Live Oak last year, and – he was outside of we got dressed in their gym, and he was outside crying because that was all his friends. And I just told him we're rooting for him, and when they made it to the state championship, I sent his dad a text that, he had a whole city of Lake Charles behind him in that state championship. Claude Leach, yes,
his son is friends with Spencer.
Yes.
They're really good friends.
Yes.
Coach, this past year again, what did you learn about the district? I mean, a lot of different teams for you to get to know.
Yeah, coming from that New Orleans district, I had Warren Eastern, Carr. That's where I grew as a defensive coordinator through that district, and you think you're only getting easier. No, that's a tough district we're playing. Jennings, Westlake, Lake Charles College Prep, Iowa is. They're an amazing program.
In New Orleans, you saw the Speedy Knowles at Carr.
Oh, yeah.
You saw Tyrann Johnson at
Warren Eastern. Yes.
And Tyrann's still in the NFL.
Yes, I remember he single-handedly beat the Belle Chasse team.
I wish you'd have stuck around between the firing of Miles and then
I agree.
Ed.
I agree. I think Ed would have used them, especially that offensive staff they had. I think they would have used them well.
Unbelievable. We're going to take a break, Coach. We're going to bring Coach Matherne back, and we're going to talk about this coming team. We've got a lot of great seniors and juniors. He's got some good-looking linebackers and running backs. He's going to cross play on the offensive side of the ball. You met Grant Evans earlier, who's a receiver, and they've got a ton of talent, and James Arena is their quarterback. We'll be right back.
Gros Savon Lodge, the true sportsman's paradise. Gros Savon Lodge has fresh and saltwater fishing, alligator hunting, waterfowl hunting, and eco tours located south of Lake Charles, Louisiana. Give them a call at 337-598-2357. That number to call again is 337-598-2357, and have the time of your life. Gage has served Louisiana for over 40 years. Let Gage create a custom-tailored solution for your business and become your partner in technology. Give them a call today at 225-753-4243 and help your business get better connected with Gage.
Welcome back. I'm Lee Brecheen, your host of Sports Scouting Report. We've got a great guest, Brock Matherne, the head coach of St. Louis Catholic in Lake Charles. You met Grant Evans earlier, his receiver. Earlier in the show, Dylan Carpenter from Santa Maul, a defensive end linebacker. Coach, you were, when you got here, you were looking at Dylan going, where did he go to school?
Yeah, he's a good-looking kid, and I'm sure Santa Maul's pretty happy to have him on that team.
You don't have to face him.
Thankfully.
Yeah, they're 5'8".
Yeah. I looked at that T-shirt to make sure we didn't have to play. Right. Thought it said you high at first. I got a little nervous.
Right. Yeah, not 2A or 3A or anything like that. Coach, your team coming up, you got linebackers, which is your mainstay. That's your background.
Yeah.
You were a linebacker.
That's right.
Got a lot of good-looking linebackers coming back with experience. You can cross-train them at fullback,
Correct.
running back. I talked to you last week.
Yep.
You got a system going where you love the power on offense.
Love it. A-gap power.
And you're not scared to play a guy both sides of the ball to help you win.
No. I grew up in Booteville, Venice. It was a 1A school. So it's I had teams where growing up I've watched teams with 13 kids on the team. So it's the best, and our kids know it. Best players are going to play regardless if it's both sides of the ball, whatever it takes to win, because that's the fun part of it. No fun in losing.
I appreciate what you do on that, because that new H-back, fullback, tight end wall that you build on offense, it really is not hard on a defensive lineman to get a few reps doing that.
Correct.
To help you make the run game go.
Yep, that's right. We was actually, me and Grant was talking on the drive here about some plans we have for our offense and taking some linemen, defensive linemen, some guys that's going to come back out from that baseball team and putting them in that position right there to lead block and then also kick out and maybe slip a little pass too here and there.
You got a unique quarterback. Does he remind you of your brother at Belle Chasse, James Arena?
He does. He's a guy, again, we were just talking about him too. He has a it factor about him, and it's about to be a year to the date that I actually seen him. My first day on campus was the semifinals last year against Vanderbilt Catholic for baseball, and he was the starting second baseman, and I remember just the swagger he had about him. I knew that was going to be our quarterback. You
get Hank Milligan back, who missed last year, and he was a freshman starter. He played a lot.
Yeah, he was a freshman and sophomore starter, and then junior year got injured.
How big is that to get him back?
Man, it's huge. He was, I believe he set the tone for us physical wise. He's a guy that's a team leader, works hard, and just his presence. We play a lot of music at practice, and Hank's a guy that certain music comes on, and you can see he starts to get a rhythm, and he just brings another level to the team. It's going to be exciting to have him back for the senior year.
Speaking of getting pumped up, did you see the Drew Brees speech to the LSU baseball team?
Yeah.
Was that powerful?
Drew always has that way. He always
I thought they were going to give him the keys to the team.
I thought he was going to start pitching.
Yeah, Drew was a great high school baseball player.
Yes, out there in Texas.
Yeah, yep. Austin Westlake.
Yep, that's right.
They said he quit baseball his junior year to concentrate on football, but he was a D1 baseball player.
Yeah.
But that was a powerful, it wasn't one of those 10-second speeches.
No, he gave it, you could tell, every time he talks, you could tell it just comes from the heart. Nothing sounds scripted. I love hearing his speeches.
We're going to talk about the Saints in the last segment.
Yeah.
And I want to mention that because I always noticed before a game, Drew would always get his guys in a huddle.
Yes,
and then you get to see it with the LSU baseball team, and those guys were wanting to jump up and go run through a wall, man.
No doubt.
Getting back to your team, the identity, you told me that y'all have a chance to shock a lot of people this coming year in football.
Right. Well, I think everything happened so fast last year that we really kind of set the foundation as a new coaching staff. I got to bring a lot of my coaches with me, and we kind of set the expectation of what it's like to be in our program and how we're doing things. And now our deal is to create our identity and to show people we're going to be a hard-nosed football team. And like I said earlier, I mean, we don't set small goals. The goal is always going to be the goal, and it's to win a state championship.
And you don't have to play an Etienne this year.
Thankfully.
Right?
Thankfully.
Because Jennings has had Travis Etienne,
and
his little brother Etienne,
that's right,
for like 8 years in a row.
That's right.
Rusty Phelps does a great job.
I love me some Rusty.
That's a tough offense to stop.
It is, and they gave us fits last year. I mean, we had a high-scoring game. Grant actually set our school receiving record for a single game. It was with 300 yards and 3 touchdowns.
300.
I believe if it wasn't 300, it was in 290 something. Yeah, it set our school record. Just a high scoring game.
That's why he likes playing Jennings, he said.
Yeah, set some records. He gets that off coverage, and we take advantage of it.
A lot of, like East Bogord, South Bogord. You look at all the teams in there. Vinton's really good. Rose Pine's got a heck of a program. What do you think of Lake Charles, Coach, now that you've been there a couple of years, the area?
Well, I think it's special for me because I've had the opportunity to see New Orleans ball, then Lafayette area, and now in the Lake Charles area. It's different. It's big. It's bigger. Everybody kind of uses a H-back. You see a lot of single wing offenses, split back. We deal with a lot of triple options, so it's a big difference from New Orleans spreading it out, letting that speed go to where we're at now. But we're excited for the challenge.
Even the 5A teams have a lot of power.
Yeah.
Sulphur.
Yes.
Westlake.
We have Sulphur in the Jamboree.
Sam Houston.
Yeah. We had Barb last year for our Jamboree. So we get a tough test in the preseason with Leesville and then Sulphur, but we excited for that. I think our kids don't look at the classification. We just look to compete.
The Leesville Wampus Cats, home of Kevin Mawai and Eddie Fuller, both LSU greats. Kavita Pittman.
Yep.
You can go on and on. Vincent Fuller.
That running back.
Erwin Brown went to McNeese, was great.
Yep.
We're going to take a break, Coach. When we come back, we're going to have a longer segment because I'm going to ask you about McNeese, LSU, their new coaches, what you think of them, and also the New Orleans Saints. We've got to do that because you grew up a New Orleans Saints guy.
That's right.
In Belle Chasse area there. We're going to be right back.
So, hey, guys, just wanted to take a minute to tell you about Harvey Autos. If you need a new or used car, there's 3 great dealerships right here worth checking out. John Harvey Toyota, Harvey Subaru, and Lexus of Shreveport, Bossier City. Low prices, honest people. Tell them Lee sent you.
Welcome back. I'm Lee Brecheen, your host. We got a great guest, Brock Matherne, who's joining us again for our 4th segment from St. Louis High School in Lake Charles. Coach, we got to talk about McNeese. They got a new coach in Coach Goff from Valdosta State.
Yeah.
Again, we're going small school, so you grew up small school.
That's right.
He's coming from a small school in Georgia. They were in the championship game, I think, in D2 or D3. What do you think of him being a new McNeese coach?
He's been great in our area so far. I mean, he's reached out to us. He's held these coffee with the coaches where he invites all the local high school coaches to come talk ball. We got to go watch him a little bit in spring. He's just been real active in our community. I think he's setting himself up for success the way he's going about his program and how he's trying to recruit our area. And then just watching the style of offense they're going to play, I think he's going to put an exciting product out on the field.
Turning to LSU, what do you think of Coach Kelly?
Man, I don't know much about Coach Kelly. I grew up, we didn't like Notre Dame too much growing up.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I wasn't a big Notre Dame fan.
And being a Southern boy, I know it's got to be new for him coming into Baton Rouge and everything here. But I just think if you put in the time and you build the relationships in this community and with Louisiana athletes, and I always believe, and I think Coach Ogeron did a great job of it, is your best talent is right here in the state of Louisiana. So if you can build a fence around it, you'll be successful.
You know why I didn't like Notre Dame growing up? Because they were always on TV.
Yeah.
They were on TV
Still
when they were playing at NAIA school.
Yeah.
And they would pump it up.
My dad would rather turn the TV off than
That's
watch Notre
me,
Dame.
man. High five. But you get a great coach from a great school.
Yeah.
And they dominated. In my era, in the 70s and 80s, they dominated everybody.
Yep.
And I was like wanting them to lose, you know.
Right.
They won too much. And Errol Parsegan and all Dan Devine and all these great coaches they've had. But I think he's a great coach. I think he's a disciplined guy.
Yeah.
And I can see it already at LSU.
And that's the main thing I love that I read. I read a report that he got in and set some serious rules and boundaries and expectations from the kids that I guess wasn't there previously. And I'm a big guy. I'm big on that I think the little things are the things you need to take care of in order to be successful. And I think he's doing that.
To be fair, I didn't like the Atlanta Braves because they were always on TV. I like the Chicago Cubs because I used to like Harry Carey.
Okay.
The 7th inning stretch, it was pretty neat. I'm a Yankees guy.
Me too, Yankees guy.
That's not popular though where you live. That's
no,
an Astros
not at
place.
all.
Now your hat, looks like an Astros.
Yeah.
But that's St. Louis.
That's right.
With the cross.
That's right.
But it kind of looks like Astros.
You won't catch me with
color.
an Astros hat on. Not after the last 5 years of them knocking the Yankees out the playoffs.
I'm a Roger Clemens, Dave Winfield, Reggie
Tino
Jackson.
Martinez. That's my guy.
Come on.
Tino.
Come on.
Tino's my
Jeter,
guy.
all those
Jeter.
guys.
Everybody loves Jeter. Bernie Williams.
Turn into football. The Saints. You grew up a rock throw from the Superdome.
That's right.
They still have a problem that what do we have at quarterback? We got an option quarterback from Brigham Young that got a bunch of money.
Correct.
He did a good job. You got Winston who can't stay healthy. And he beat the Packers this past year to start week one.
Start the season.
They were 5-2. He gets hurt. And then, our guy struggles from Brigham Young. They don't get the big free agent quarterback. Brock, what do you think of the Saints?
I think we're in a good spot. I think if you look back at before Winston was injured, I believe we were 5-2. And I thought he did a great job. And also, you got to give some credit to Sean Payton with his offensive mind. I know Pete Carmichael will be calling the plays this year, so I don't see much of a change in the offense. I think with the weapons, we said drafting Chris Olave or whatever his name was from Ohio State. Bringing Mike Thomas back, and then I believe Kamara the best running back in the game.
They love Ohio State, the Saints.
Yeah, it's hard not to.
There's like 9 players on the Saints team from Ohio State.
Marshawn Lattimore.
And they even traded one, and they still got 9 on the team.
Yeah.
They have more Ohio State players than Cincinnati Bengals do, which is in Ohio.
That's right.
I think it's like DBU, the Saints, Ohio State.
For some reason.
Now, speaking of DB, before I forget, don't mean to interrupt you, Tyrann Mathieu is now a Saint from LSU.
Anytime we could bring a
Honey Badger
hometown guy to the Saints, I know he's going to be a fan favorite. And just the defense in general, having him and Gardner Johnson and Lat all in that defensive backfield, with DeMario coming back, Cam Jordan, I think that's just going to be a fun defense to watch.
Gardner's good from Florida.
Oh, man.
I'm not a Gators fan, but he's a heck of a player.
Yeah, he's the real deal.
I think the juice is going to be there a little more for Honey Badger, don't you? Playing in front of the hometown?
No, I think it's not that he needed to boost his career any because he was doing great with the Chiefs. I just think he's going to get an extra kick, and we're going to get the best version of the Honey Badger, in my opinion.
Now, you're a linebacker guy. You play linebacker. You coach your linebackers.
Yes, sir.
What do you think of the Saints linebackers? Quan Alexander doesn't even get talked about.
Yeah, Quan Alexander's a guy that, if he stays healthy.
He's phenomenal.
I mean, he's a Pro Bowl linebacker, and then DeMario Davis is
incredible.
In my opinion, the best linebacker in the league.
And their DN rotation is too deep.
Yeah. I mean,
D-line.
The way what Dennis Allen does with that defense, I mean, it's fun to watch, and especially as a defensive guy, I say I'm scarred from watching football because my wife hates how much I pause Saints games to kind of see what kind of front they're in and what they're doing. But
you breaking it down.
Oh yeah, I mean, I like to see what they're running up front, type of stunts, what they're showing coverage wise, all that. So.
How many sacks would Davenport have if he played 16 games?
You would think he would lead the league, as explosive as he is, if he could just stay healthy.
6'7", 300, runs a 4.7.
Athletic monster.
Incredible. The Saints
sir.
have actually traded D linemen. Like the Bengals had one of their DNs.
Trey Hendrickson.
Who was 12, and he wasn't even a starter for the
Pro
Saints.
Bowl year, yeah.
And they go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Bittersweet. How's that make you feel?
Bittersweet. Von Bell's on that team also, man.
Right.
It was
one
almost
of the Saints DBs.
We was rooting for him. It was like
with Burrow.
It's like Saints B over there.
Jamar Chase.
Yep.
Tyler Shelvin from Northside, Notre Dame High School.
Yes, that's
LSU. Right. Archbishop Rummel, Jamar Chase, who came on our show with his dad back in the day.
Yep.
Did you watch the draft?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What's your thoughts of the Saints draft?
I thought we addressed every need. Usually the traditional pick from the Saints is we always pick offensive lineman. And I think with that second first-round pick, that offensive lineman we had to replace Armstead being signed by the Dolphins. So we got a violent guy, it looks like, from watching his highlights, and that's what you want up front. You want a big physical kid.
They got the sleeper of the draft and the running back Walker from Michigan State.
Yes.
I think he's phenomenal. Yes. He's the next Kamara, I think.
Definitely, I think he's going to surprise some people.
They needed that other running back, didn't they, Brock?
And if you look back traditionally with the Saints, it's never been one single guy. Even with Kamara, it's been him and Ingram, and then before Kamara, Ingram shared with three other running backs. And then you look all the way back to the Super Bowl year: Reggie Bush, Mike Bell, Pierre Thomas. We always been kind of a running back by committee team.
Bring the slot receiver to the Saints and Jarvis Landry, and we got a team, right?
Bring back Juice.
Bring Juice.
Bring him
Juice
back.
Landry from Lutcher High School.
That's right.
The best blocking receiver I've ever seen in 30 years in high school.
I had to compete against him, and he was violent. He was violent.
Brock, I've seen him clothesline in high school, line him.
No, he's
Like knock him out cold as a receiver in high school at Lutcher.
Yeah, we would always joke that he was ready. He could have skipped LSU and went straight to the Browns.
And he's there for toughness. He only runs a 4.6.
Yeah, it's not very fast, and he isn't huge. Isn't a huge
185
guy,
maybe, 5'11".
I think the thing with him is that deal beating in his chest. He has a ton of heart.
Anything you want to say? Anybody you want to thank in your career? I know Coach Becknell. We talked about him, but anybody else you want to thank?
Always my mentors, Dennis Skanes and Clint Harrison over at Cecilia High School.
Yeah.
Always having my back. I can't thank my wife enough for letting me.
There you go.
Letting me get into this profession and taking her all around the state of Louisiana, and then just my administration. I believe a football program is built from the administration. You got to have that one-on-one connect, and I have one of the best principals in the entire state.
A little trivia for everybody. Doug Nussmeier that played for the Saints, quarterback.
Yes.
His son, Nussmeier at LSU. His mom is from Lake Charles.
Really?
How you like that?
Small world.
Small world, man.
Small
Appreciate you being
man,
on.
Thank you for having us.
That was
Really
Brock
appreciate
Matherne,
it.
Grant Evans, Dylan Carpenter from Amant High School. Be sure to watch these kids all year long, and also be sure to support all these high school baseball programs. We're in the middle of playoffs to where we're getting to almost the championship game. Support baseball. And actually, Coach, this year I've been to more high school baseball games than I've been to in 30 years combined. But it's the best of three. It's a lot of them are Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But be sure to support the schools. We had a lot of good teams win. Unfortunately, some people lose every week. But baseball has a lot of football kids on those teams.
Yeah.
A lot of your guys play baseball.
If you want to see some good baseball, St. Louis Catholic, De La Salle, 3-game series. Our baseball coach, Coach Fontenot, does a tremendous job with his kids and his staff, and it's a fun baseball team to watch.
Don't mean to put you on the spot. Is that a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Thursday, Friday, Saturday?
Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Is that right, Grant?
Yep.
There you go. Go see the Saints play.
That's right.
In Lake Charles, and all your high school baseball team and track. We have our state meet coming up at LSU at Baton Rouge. See those guys throw the shot put and run the 100, 200, the relays. I want to thank everybody for being a part of the show today. Also check us out on YouTube, or you can go to wherever you get your podcast to check out our show. And we're on Podbean. It's who carries our show, Podbean. One word. We'll see you next week.
Thanks for listening to the Sports Scouting Report podcast with Lee Brecheen.